Welcome back to Speakatale. Today, we are diving deep into Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning, a book that has transformed countless lives with its powerful insights on suffering, purpose, and the human spirit. Written in 1946, this book captures Frankl's harrowing experiences as a Holocaust survivor and introduces us to logotherapy, his groundbreaking psychological approach to finding meaning in life. This summary will break down the core ideas and emotions Frankl shares, so you can fully understand and connect with the lessons of this timeless work. Part 1. Life in the Nazi concentration camps, Survival and the Search for Meaning. Frankl begins his book by recounting the horrors of the Nazi concentration camps, where he was imprisoned for several years. Unlike other war memoirs, Frankl's focus isn't on the external atrocities, but on the psychological journey of survival. Through this lens, he explores how meaning can be found even in the worst suffering. Arrival at the camps. The loss of identity. The moment prisoners arrived at Auschwitz, they were stripped of their belongings, families, and even their names, replaced by a tattooed number. This marked the first stage of dehumanization. Frankl emphasizes that the loss of identity and hope could crush a person's will to live. However, he noticed that those who clung to a sense of purpose or hope stood a better chance of surviving the brutal conditions. The role of suffering, turning pain into meaning. Frankl introduces one of the most profound ideas of the book. Suffering is unavoidable, but it can be given meaning. In the camps, prisoners suffered in unimaginable ways: starvation, forced labor, harsh weather, and the constant threat of death. Frankl noticed that those who gave their suffering meaning, whether by thinking of loved ones, holding on to future goals, or simply enduring with dignity, were more likely to survive. For Frankl, his love for his wife became a source of strength. Even though he didn't know if she was alive, the mere thought of her kept him going. He realized that meaning is found not in circumstances, but in how we respond to them. Freedom of attitude, the last human freedom. Frankl observed that while the Nazis controlled the prisoners' bodies, they couldn't control their minds and attitudes. No matter how grim the situation, a person always has the freedom to choose their response. This became one of the central messages of the book. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. Even in the camps, some prisoners chose to be kind, to share their food, and to maintain a sense of dignity, while others became selfish or gave in to despair. Frankl's message is clear. We may not control what happens to us, but we control how we respond to it. Future goals, the power of purpose. Frankl emphasizes that having a future goal or a reason to live was critical for survival in the camps. Many prisoners lived for the hope of reuniting with loved ones, rebuilding their careers, or pursuing unfinished dreams. Those who lost this sense of purpose often gave up on life entirely. For Frankl, his desire to rewrite the manuscript for a book he had lost in the camp became a vital reason to keep going. He believed that those who have a why to live can bear with almost any how. This idea reinforces the importance of finding a goal or meaning, no matter how difficult the journey. Part 2. Logotherapy, the search for meaning. After the war, Frankl developed logotherapy, a form of psychotherapy based on the idea that the primary drive in life is not pleasure, as Freud suggested, but the search for meaning. Logotherapy focuses on helping individuals find meaning in their lives, especially during times of suffering or crisis. Frankl argues that many people today suffer from an existential vacuum, a sense of emptiness or purposelessness. This can lead to boredom, depression, or addiction. In contrast, people who discover their life's meaning experience a deep sense of fulfillment, even if they face hardships. How to find meaning. 3 paths to purpose. Frankl explains that meaning can be found in 3 ways. 1. Through work or achievement, meaning can be discovered by dedicating yourself to a task or creative project. This doesn't have to be extraordinary. Any work done with passion and dedication can give life purpose. For example, a writer may find meaning in creating stories, and a parent may find meaning in raising children. 2. Through love and relationships, loving others, whether a partner, friend, or family member, can provide deep meaning. For Frankl, thinking of his wife gave him strength during his time in the camps. He emphasizes that love allows us to see the potential in others and gives us a reason to keep going, even in the darkest times. 3. Through suffering, when life presents unavoidable suffering, meaning can still be found by how we respond to it. Frankl argues that we can give suffering dignity by enduring it with courage. Even in the face of great pain, we can grow as individuals by accepting it as part of the human experience. The dangers of the existential vacuum. Frankl warns that modern life often leaves people feeling empty and purposeless, even though they have material comfort. He refers to this state as an existential vacuum. Many people try to fill this void with distractions like entertainment, substance abuse, or the pursuit of wealth and status, but these things don't provide lasting fulfillment. Frankl encourages us to look beyond superficial pleasures and actively search for deeper meaning. This could involve taking responsibility for a loved one, pursuing a dream, or simply living in a way that reflects our values. The essence of logotherapy: responsibility and choice. A key principle of logotherapy is that meaning is not given to us. We must create it. Frankl emphasizes that every moment presents an opportunity to act with purpose. Whether we are working, loving, or suffering, we have the freedom to make meaningful choices. Life asks us to take responsibility for how we live, no matter the circumstances. Conclusion: why Viktor Frankl's message still matters today. Man's search for meaning is more than just a story of survival, it's a guide to living a meaningful life. Frankl's experiences in the camps reveal that even in the most hopeless situations, we can find purpose and dignity. His message is especially relevant today, as many people struggle with feelings of emptiness despite having material success. This book teaches us that suffering is part of life, but we can give it meaning. Attitude is everything. We may not control events, but we control our response. Purpose is the key to fulfillment. When we have a reason to live, we can endure almost anything. Top quotes from the book. 1. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. 2. Those who have a why to live can bear with almost any how. 3. Life is never made unbearable by circumstances, but only by lack of meaning and purpose. Final thoughts and call to action. Man's search for meaning reminds us that life is always worth living, no matter the challenges we face. It teaches us to find purpose in love, work, or even suffering, and to take responsibility for creating meaning in our lives. If you enjoyed this summary, please like this video and subscribe to Speakatale for more inspiring content. What gives your life meaning? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.